Hello everyone. Today in this module we will be learning about internal trade. Already we have studied that there are two types of trade, internal and external. So today we will discuss about the internal trade. All of you know buying and selling of goods and services within the boundaries of a nation are referred to as internal trade. That means when trade takes place within the geographical boundaries of a country, then that is referred to as the internal trade. Like if you are purchasing goods from a neighborhood shop in a locality or from a central market or a departmental store or a mall or even from any door-to-door salesperson or from an exhibition. All these would be considered to be examples of internal trade, as goods are purchased from an individual or establishment within a country. So all these, as these are located within the country, so if you are purchasing goods from any one of them, then it will be an example of which type of trade? Internal trade. Now let us discuss features of internal trade. So the most important features of internal trade. It takes place within a country. Second, payment is made in the legal tender of the country, that is home currency. No custom duty or import duty is levied on such trade, as goods are the part of domestic production and domestic consumption. And last, various local modes of transport can be used for the transfer of goods and services from the place of production to the place of consumption. There are mainly two types of internal trade, wholesale trade and retail trade. Let us discuss wholesale trade. In this picture, all of you can see the distribution chain. Goods are produced by producers. Producer sells these goods to the wholesaler. Wholesaler sells these goods to the retailer, and retailer sells it to the consumer or the final customer. Wholesale trade. How will you define this? It refers to buying and selling of goods and services in bulk quantities, in large quantities. And wholesaler buys the goods not for the purpose of self-consumption, but for the purpose of resale or intermediate use. So, wholesaling is concerned with the activities of those persons or establishments which sell to the retailers and other merchants, but who do not sell in significant amount to the ultimate consumers. Generally, wholesaler sells good only to the retailer, although they can sell to the consumer, but generally wholesaler sells good to the retailers. Features of wholesale trade. Number 1, wholesaler acts as a link between producers and retailers. Wholesaler deals with large quantities of goods. Wholesaler is generally specialized in one line of product, like wholesaler for stationery, food grains, electrical goods, etc. Wholesaler invest large amount of capital in maintaining stock of goods. And wholesaler generally sells goods in small lots to retailers, although they buy in big lots from the manufacturer, but they sell them in small lots to the retailers, and generally doesn't sell to the ultimate consumer. So these are the features of wholesale trade. Mainly they act as the link between producer and retailers and deals in large quantities of goods. Now, what are the services of wholesalers to the manufacturers? How's existence of the wholesalers it benefits the manufacturers? Number one, facilitating large scale production, because wholesaler buys in large quantities from the manufacturer. Thus, they enable the manufacturer to undertake production on a large scale. And by producing goods on a large scale, producers can avail the economies of large scale production. Wholesalers collect small orders from number of retailers and pass on the pull of such orders to the manufacturers and make purchases in bulk quantities. This enables the producers to undertake production on a large scale and take advantage of the economies of scale. So basically, by purchasing goods in large quantities, they encourage manufacturers to manufacture goods on large scale. Bearing risk, as they deal in goods in their own name, take delivery of the goods, keep the goods purchased in their own warehouses. So whatever risk is there, whether it is the risk of sale, whether it is the risk of fall in prices, theft, pilferage, spoilage, fire, that all risk that is borne by the wholesaler. If there is no wholesaler, then these risks will have to be borne by the manufacturer. So, wholesaler relieve the manufacturers from bearing these risks. Next point is they provide financial assistance to the manufacturers by purchasing goods for cash, and sometimes they also make advance payment to the manufacturers. Expert advice. Wholesalers are the expert of the field of the product in which they deal. They are in direct contact with the retailers, so they can advise manufacturer about various aspects like customer taste and preferences, market conditions, competitive activities, and the features preferred by the buyers. They serve as an important source of market information, that is, information about the latest trends, information about the customer tastes. Next, they help in the marketing function, as they take care of the distribution of goods to a number of retailers who in turn sell these goods to the large number of customers spread over a large geographical area. So, the manufacturer has not to worry about the marketing activities. That is taken care by the wholesalers. Facilitate continuity. How they facilitate continuity? By purchasing the goods as soon as they are produced. And the last service provided by the wholesaler to the manufacturer, it is storage facility. Wholesalers take delivery of the goods when these are produced in factory and keep them in their godowns or warehouses. So, again, it reduces the burden of manufacturers of providing for the storage space for the finished products. So, these are the services provided by the wholesaler to the manufacturers. So, total of 7 points are there. They facilitate large-scale production, bear risk, provide financial assistance, expert advice about the latest market trend, helps in marketing function, facilitate continuity, and last one, provides storage facility. Like wholesalers provide services to the manufacturers, they also provide services to the retailers. First, service provided by the wholesalers to the retailers. Availability of goods. Retailers have to maintain adequate stock of various commodities so that they can offer variety to their customers, and from whom they can get the variety of the same commodity from the wholesaler. So the wholesalers make the products of various manufacturers readily available to the retailers. This relieves the retailer of the work of collecting goods from different producers, because this work of assembling goods from different producers, that will be done by whom? By the wholesaler, and they will provide these different varieties to the retailers. Number 2, they provide marketing support. The wholesalers perform various marketing functions like advertisements and other promotional activities so that the customers can be induced to purchase the goods. And how it will benefit the retailers? Because it will help in increasing the demand for various products. Grant of credit. The wholesalers generally grant credit facilities to their regular customers, that is retailers. This enables the retailers to manage their business with relatively small amount of working capital. They generally sell goods to the retailers on credit. Specialized knowledge. Already we know they are the specialist of one line of products, and they know the pulse of market regarding that product. So they pass on the benefit of their specialized knowledge to the retailers. They inform the retailers about the new products, their uses, quality, prices, etc. Also, they advise retailers on the decor of the retail outlet, allocation of the shelf space, and demonstration of certain products. Risk sharing. And the last, service provided by the wholesaler to the retailer. Because of the presence of the wholesalers, the retailers need not buy the goods in bulk quantities. So retailers can continue their business with relatively small quantity of goods. So they are in a position to avoid the risk of storage, pilferage, obsolescence, reduction in prices, and demand fluctuations in respect of the additional goods that they would have to purchase in case the services of wholesalers are not available. So if wholesalers are not there, but the retailers will have to do, they will have to buy the goods in large quantities. So whatever risk will be there in the storage, that will have to be borne by the retailer. So this is how the existence of the wholesaler in the chain of distribution that benefit both manufacturer as well as the retailer. So this is all about the wholesale trade. In the next module, we will study about retail trade. Just keep in mind this distribution chain. Wholesaler, important link between producer and retailer, and they provide very important services to both the producers and the retailers. That's all for the day. Good day to all of you.